Once you're into your course in Schoology, now you get to start adding materials to your course. This is a very simple process, straightforward. As soon as you get into your course, you will be able to add materials. Your course will have nothing in it to begin with, so you get to decide what you want in your course materials. So in order to do that, there's a big button right on the top of the page that says Add Materials. So you'll click that, and there's a list of kind of materials that you can add. You can add a folder, assignments, tests, quizzes, files, links, and external tools, discussions, another page, different media, and there's a couple other things you can do. What I suggest you do is you add a folder first, and you put your information or your lessons for that first week of school into your folder that you're going to create. So click the Add Folder button, and you'll get a choice to choose what color. I'll just choose red for now. I'm going to call this Virtual Science Week 1. Okay. You can put a description in here if you want to. You can type, inside this folder, you will find this week's work. Okay. Now, down here is where you're going to be able to set the date that you would like that folder visible to students. So, if you're doing this early, before we start on the 14th, you can actually pick the date to have this start, which would be April 14th. Okay, and you can even put a time if you want it to be at 12 o'clock a.m., 12 a.m. So right at midnight on the 14th, that will publish. And now if you add an end date, this will be when it will disappear from your folder and be unpublished for the students. You'll still be able to see it, but the students will not. So if you click the availability here to publish during date range, if you pick publish on start date, that will be there on the 14th. Okay, so if you don't want a date to end it, you want it there once it's published. If you would like it there for the rest of the time, you can leave that blank, but you want to publish on the start date. And then you're going to hit create. Now what that's going to do is, now you will see there is a folder created for your class, but if you notice, it's grayed out. That means that the students cannot see it. Okay, the students cannot see that. If you change your mind and would like it published before that, this little gear over here, you can click that and you can click publish and it will automatically publish it for you. Now, there's nothing in your folder, so you're going to want to start adding materials to your folder. So you'll click the name of the folder, and that's going to bring you to an empty folder. Well, just like before, you're going to click the Add Materials button, and now you can start to add the things that you would like to add. I'm going to show you how to add a file here, and there is another video on how to add an assignment or a test or a quiz, but this video right here is just to show you how to add a file. So we're going to add files, and that includes your video lessons, any documents you would like the kids to have, any notes, all right, any links that you're going to put in there. It's all the button for Add a File. So here's the file. Here's a link. So let's say you want to add a file. Click Add File, and now you need to click the button that says Attach Files. Just another important thing to remember, your maximum file size is 512 megabytes. Okay, that's really only going to be an issue on your videos. Hopefully they're shorter than that. If they're not, there's ways to compress them so that they will be. So click the Attach Files button, and then this just brings up your typical Windows file browser so you can find stuff to put in there. So I'm just going to grab a couple things from my science folder. I'm going to use volcanoes. I'm just going to add some things in here. If you'd like to add more than one thing at a time, just hold down the Control key and you can click on multiple things. While you're clicking, they'll all turn blue. You hit open, and now it's uploading, and once it all uploads and you get the complete on all of them, you can hit add. Okay, there's a couple options here. I don't usually play around with these too much. You can assign individually to a certain student in your course if you'd like to click that button right there. If not, just click add, and you're now going to have your documents inside your folder. And if you notice also, they're also grayed out and they say unpublished. Remember, that's because we set the publication date to be April 14th. Again, if you would like to change the publication date and have it published to the students immediately, then you can click the gear over here and click publish. Okay, so that's how you add content to folders. One other thing that I suggest you do after you get your folder set for that week, I suggest you click the gear and you click Save to Resources. What that's going to do is that's going to take your entire folder of information and it's going to put it in your resource bank so that next year, or if this happens again, or you're going to be using this again, Schoology next year, instead of recreating this whole folder after you archive this course, you can import it right back into a new course. Everything will still be there. So if you hit Save to Resources, it's going to load up. It says Collection Home. All right. I'll show you how to set up collections in a different video. And you can put that in also folders, and you hit save a copy, and that will save it to your resources. All right, and I'll show you what that looks like in a separate video when you save to resources.